Mike Gill with State of Corruption. What we're going to be doing now is we're going to be just presenting evidence, just putting in cases, right? We've told you about corruption. I've showed you corruption. I put it on my signs. Right now, we're shifting. I'm not going to show you and tell you what's corrupt. I've done that already. What we're going to do is do something about the corruption, right? Not just run for governor. Post these criminal matters and evidence out there. I'm going to be continuing to do these, at least 2 or 3 a week, where I present you with the evidence that they're trying to cover up. I am being assaulted from every location, every department in this state, just so that you don't get the truth. All right? So let's start doing this now. Dick Aganos, Cruz, Griner, the people are on my signs, right? They're saying they're not a drug dealer. Well, I gave you a case number. Do you remember? In fact, the case number was NI-87-108. Now, you may have seen the television reports from this hearing that we had, what was representing by Shaheen. Now, Shaheen and Gordon were only my lawyers for 9 years. Bill Shaheen's been up on my sign than the drug dealers have been, right? I mean, you don't think that's a conflict of interest or anything, do you? Of course it is, but that's how desperate they are, because there are involvement. We are up to dealing with the principles of these corruptions. That's right. I'm also in a lawsuit with Alex Walker, the other person on the signs, right? No problem. I've got witnesses, I've got evidence, I've got emails. This is what we need. We need to engage them. You want to win a war? You got to be in a war. Now I'm going to show you how you win the war. You ready? Okay. Let me just take you back to Terrence Keenan. He is the gentleman that was the state trooper for 28 years, right? His expertise is international expert on outlaw motorcycle gangs, right, and drugs. In fact, he was the arresting officer who arrested Dick Aganos. Let me go back and explain what he told me again, all right? He said that, he gave me the case number. He said that it started in Claremont. They stopped at the Hooksett toll booths. They put up a barrier. That they stopped the drug dealer who was coming from Aganos's house, the Silly Road location. He did have 3 ounces of cocaine in a thermos. Okay? They went back to Silly Road, Aganos's, and they did get cocaine. They got $275,000 in cash, right? And a gun. Now, the detective told me he should have got 5 years just for the gun. Then they went to Western Avenue, right? And then they got keys at Western Avenue's to safety deposit box at St. Mary's Bank. Now, they had subpoenas and search warrants for each place. You know what they found at St. Mary's Bank outside of Mr. Aganos' parents? Gold bars and silver bars. Right. I mean, this isn't looking like a drug dealer to you yet. I mean, what has to happen? Okay. Robert McDaniel, he was the U.S. attorney, assistant U.S. attorney. That's him there. That's his face there. We're going to be posting this in a split screen so you can see what I'm seeing. You know what his expertise is? Drugs and weapons trafficking. Wow. Seems like we got the right police. We got the drug dealer, we got the U.S. attorney, and we got the arresting officer. So far, so good. Okay? So now, you saw in the newspapers, Steve Gordon turn around and say, a case number? That's not even a case number. Doesn't even exist. Well, I had each and every one of you, I asked you for a 91A, which is the Truth and Information Act, the right to know. Right? There's a copy right here. You're going to post this copy. This is what we sent to the state police in Concord. It's the major crime unit, right? In fact, we filled out the form, case number NI-87-108. You know, the one that Steve Gordon said that doesn't exist. Officer Terrence Keenan. Search warrants, Silly Road, Western Avenue, St. Mary's Bank, and the purse of Mrs. Aganos. Date 8788. City of arrest, Manchester, New Hampshire. Arrestee, Richard Aganos. His attorney, by the way, Nancy Gertner. And there was bail. So we got arrested and left on bail. Wow, okay? So now we put that in. Now let's see what we got back from them, right? Now let's take a look. A Miss Dawson. A Miss Dawson works at the state police. She is the administrative secretary in the major crime unit. Okay? What we got, we sent that in to Miss Dawson, and when Miss Dawson comes back and said, I am writing you again. This is her response to us. Asking you please to email or call me and give me information that I could use to try and define the case that you need. I am writing you before I haven't heard back. I'm reaching a hard time finding you and need to locate you for this. All right, so we turn around and give her more information. Trooper Aganos, but we believe it is a criminal investigation related to drugs, cocaine. Is there any way to concern this by annulled? So we gave them the same information back. You ready what they said? Now pay attention here. And if you're the union leader, New Hampshire 1, Lawrence Eagle Tribune, you pay extra attention, right? You're the one who thinks this is funny and doesn't exist. Perfect. I have the case. It's in for review. You will hear back. They have the case, right? They found it as soon as we gave them Aganos and drug-related. So they have the case, and they're turning around and saying that we're going to give it to you as soon as possible. Okay? Then we get a letter from the commanding officer that says, oh, request for a copy report. There are no public and government records responsive to your request. Well, wait a minute. Pamela said she had it, and she turned it in for review to Captain Mark Emergen. Well, how about this? We didn't do it once. You'll like this. We did it twice. Right. A 91A and again. You know what we find out? I am in receipt of a copy of 87 report, as requested from the archives. You get to see this. They found it again. And then we get a call, and it says this, an email. I am in need of 2 things from you, please. This is what Pamela is asking for us, or a person that we use as a second entity. I need to know the reason you needed the report, and also how did you find the case number? Wow. So they're saying that it exists twice, and they want to know who we are and how we get the case number, right? And guess what? The same guy, same captain turns around and says, oh, I can't find it, meaning no copy, no evidence on file. Same guy. How's that for a cover-up? Okay? That's how that happens. How did a guy that turned around and had this major bust takes a walk? And you see that guy that I showed you with the U.S. Attorney, Robert McDaniel? Do you know him and Dick did business together immediately after in a private investigation business that Dick happens to own? How's that? All right? Now you think that's old. How do you think that they get involved in banking? How do you think they get involved in the hospital, in the treatment centers? Now, for you to think that this is old, this isn't it. This is one continual business. I've been getting evidence where people working in the warehouse. Right. I'm getting people coming up from the bank. We're getting witnesses, multiple witnesses. This is going to be hard to prove. See, I just proved that it existed. He is a drug dealer. Now, the question is, why don't you know it? Do you think a drug dealer, a major drug dealer, should be involved in banking and the treatment center? Let's go on. Now, I'm telling you, I'm getting evidence every day. Let me give you a series of text messages back and forth from a witness. You ready? I have information on Dick Aganos' case. I'm a family friend and with the eldest son. I would like to remain anonymous. Now, I'm not going to put his name in here, but I did give it to the Department of Justice. And these series of complaints that I'm putting together, I'm giving to the U.S. Attorney Rice in New Hampshire. So when I give you this drug-related information, I expect you to do something, and to the Department of Justice, right? We are being sued. I am being sued to be leveraged for my silence. I am being leveraged for my silence from multiple departments through this state. Well, good luck. All right. I did not want to use your name. Many witnesses that are coming up to help right now, and I would appreciate the seriousness of the issues that we're having. Yes, I'm friends with his son. Used to go way back. They claim he has a horrible heroin addiction, which is false. Did you know, now this is me, do you know that Aganos is a heroin dealer? Yeah, I just heard your program. Then you understand the problem that is why we have this fight. I have the proof that he's been dealing since the 80s. Now this is me to him. I've heard his dad was involved in biker gangs. I don't know if you know this, but he owns a Harley Davidson. Right. And you know Keenan, his expertise was in motorcycle gangs and drugs. And he was the one that arrested him. Wow. And he owns the bike shop. Let's keep going. I heard his dad was involved in biker gangs and shady organization. He made his business startup money by selling tons of cocaine. Wait a minute. This is somebody who knows the family well, known him for years, and they just said he started his business by selling tons of cocaine. That's your businessman of the year. And if you want to pick up the magazine, you see the center is him standing in front of a bunch of motorcycles. Right. That's exactly what I have, down to bikers. I know one of the sons is working from. I don't think that's the oldest one. He has more than one son, right? So what I'm saying to you is, I've got an informant from the bike gang. I've got an informant in the warehouse. I've got this person who's telling you everything and how they do it. Wait till we keep going on. You see the relation here? And construction. His son goes out and gets shit-faced at a club every night, blows mad money on VIP section, buys new cars for doing nothing. He's setting up, but acts like he's setting up a rehab center in Manchester. Wow. The oldest son, he says, is Alex. That is who he's talking about. Think about those rehabs. People selling heroin on rehabs that make this so obscene. This is me telling him. I also have someone involved in a motorcycle group saying they're delivering drugs. He is telling me what I've already gotten from 3 other sources. I will keep everything private, but this is something else you have to meet with now. Thank you. I'm keeping his name private. I'm keeping this information. But this is too important. People are dying. The son, ready? The son will go to work on a Harley dealership sometimes. I know certain people have important visits there. He's telling you they're having meetings at the bike shop. The friends are all helped now. They are making tons of money working for him. They're making tons of money doing what? They have their own motorcycle gang. Right. Do you think they're selling drugs? Now this is Aganos' son. You ready? Here's the answer. Yes. Fentanyl. Maybe you know fentanyl. It's what's killing everybody. It's being manufactured and sold stateside now, with cheaper efficiency and more profitable. That's him saying this. I have first-hand knowledge and information. It's a daily struggle, sir. Meaning he had an issue with heroin and so forth. But you say, he's saying that they're selling it now. Do you think they're getting it from treatment centers or hospitals? No, it's being manufactured. Only a small percentage comes from the Elliott Pharmacy on the west side. Hello? The Elliott Hospital. Who might own the building? We should check that. Right. Where is it being manufactured? The Boston area. Shipped to Methuen or Lawrence. Remember, there was a bus not too long ago in Lawrence. remember? For heroin, fentanyl. He's telling you it comes in there. Then it goes to Salem at the border where the bikers meet. He's telling you how it's delivered. He's telling you who's involved. And this is 2 weeks ago. How much law enforcement protection do they have? Clearly, this has been going on for decades without being caught. I cut out some of these pieces that you can't see. He mentions law enforcement. Now, Miss Wright, I'd be happy to share that with you. They go into the cost. It's 30 or 40 a gram down. Once it hits New Hampshire, it doubles. He's telling you the price. Above Manchester, it's $100 a gram. That's the small scale running. Looks like profits they make. Dick's truck is a GMC Denali. Not flashy, but has special work done to it. What, like a secret compartment? Dick has connections to New York. Alex handles the mass connection. You understand? That's now. That's what happens when you have someone selling tons of cocaine through the 80s, through the 90s, that turn around, make this monopoly of a business, an evil empire. Right. That's what it is. So, Shaheen, who again was my lawyer for 9 years, who's protecting them. In fact, you'll be happy to know, Shaheen and Gordon, that I also have evidence that you're working with Anagos for quite a while. Something to do with HUD, right? I'm working on it. I'm putting that evidence again. You'll see another video that will include them. I'm working 1 or 2 days. Will you see the moles that I was talking about? Well, I've got their secret text messages and emails. Wait till you see those. Right, the corruption in family court, the whole thing with evidence. We are going to continue to do this. We are going to post it, show you the evidence, and then we're going to file these criminal packages with the Department of Justice and U.S. Attorney. Right. See? We can do this. We can beat them. So for you media cover-up, oh, Mike Gilson, listen, they found the file. He is a drug dealer. And want me to tell you the same police officer we should ask? He was also arrested for rape by the same guy. Right. Paid off the woman, she moved back to Greece. That's your businessman of the year. And the association with the citizen of the year. And these banks. You tell me how he got a banking license. You tell me how he was involved in a treatment center when he had, their words, sold tons of cocaine and been selling. And what kind of problem do we have now with heroin and the fentanyl? They're telling you, the Elliott Hospital Pharmacy. Listen, I'm giving it all to this. I'm asking you to investigate. I put everything on the line because I know it is true. That's the only that's the only weapon I have, is that I'm telling you the truth. Okay, so you stand by for more videos. We are going to keep putting these packages out there. Only crime packages. We are going to promote the story, then sell you the story and show you the evidence.